Hello guys. Before we get started, I just wanted to check whether I'm audible to you or not. If yes, please drop a yes message in the chat box so we can get started quickly. Okay, let's get started. So hi all and welcome to today's extraordinary session on pursuing graduate studies in the United States with the Education USA Advisor, Mr. Arvind Sivamani. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick heads up about what Galvanize is and what we do. So basically, we provide end-to-end personalized solution for students and working professionals aspiring to pursue a global degree abroad. So we help with personalized test preparations for SAT, GRE, TOEFL, IELTS. We also help with admission counseling for bachelor's, master's, MBA, PhD, and all the degrees which you want to pursue abroad. Apart from that, we also help with the pre-departure services like courier service, forex, student loan, education loan, student insurance, and many more things. The team is managed and founded by alumni of Stanford, IIT Madras, and IIM Ahmedabad. The students from 65 plus countries have chosen Galvanize for the study abroad journey. All the countries' names are present here in the alphabetical order. You name it, and you will find it over here on the screen. We have helped students to reach 1,000 plus universities across 18 plus countries. We have helped them to reach to US, UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, New Zealand, everywhere in the world. So we have a worldwide user base, like 1 million plus people use our mobile app from 195 plus countries. You can view our student feedback on Quora. I'll just share the link post the introduction part. So yeah, now here's the main person, Arvind Sivamani, Education USA Advisor at USIEF Chennai. Arvind Sivamani has worked with the education sector from 2013 at both public and private universities with an experience in recruiting students in different part of the world. Okay, so he holds an undergrad degree in commerce and graduate degree in information technology. So over to you, Arvind. Let's get started.
Thank you so much, Galvanize Global Education, for organizing this webinar. So during the course of this presentation, I hope to give you as many insights as possible, as much information as possible, and I hope the students who have joined here are able to get full information and hopefully have a better clarity on the process on studying abroad. Now, as Education USA advisor, and thanks for that introduction. We endorse and promote higher education in the US, and I do have a bit of a presentation for you, and I will attempt to, simplify the process as what we usually call as the 5 steps to studying in the US. You can, if you have any questions during the course of the presentation, do type them in the chat box, and we will get to those questions at the end of this presentation, provided time permits. With that, just let me share my presentation. I hope people are able to view my presentation, and so with that, I'm assuming that you can, and
Yes,
I will.
yes.
Thank you so much. And with that, I'll just start the presentation. So today's presentation is pursuing graduate studies in the US. A bit about Education USA before we get into the crux of the what this today's webinars are all about. Education USA is supported by the US State Department. We aim at providing accurate, comprehensive, current, and most importantly, unbiased information. We have about 430 advising centers in more than 175 countries. In India, for the students who are joining in from India, we have about 6 centers. We have one in Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, and New Delhi. And I'm joining from Education USA Chennai. And in Chennai, it's located inside the US consulate, adjoining space with the American Center. So it is a public access area. So if you want to have in-person appointments, you can definitely send us an email. You can write to us, and we'll be able to more than guide you. In case you want to, keep the advising sessions virtual, that's also fine with us. You can write to us either way. Um, Now, just a bit of information. So I thought we'll start with the fun facts of it. So, the 2000, just for comparison, the number that you're seeing over here, just for comparison, the 2021, 2022, information was about the number of Indian students going to the US was 1,98,000. Now it's 2,68,000. With the number marginally or exponentially growing, the need for clarity is always there, and more students with more and more applications inflowing and incoming to the US universities, students need to be better prepared for what exactly the US university is all about and what are the fundamental differences between the education in your home country and the education in the US. So the more you understand this process, the better it is going to be for shortlisting your US universities and finding the correct sources of finance, how to fund your studies, and what questions you should be asking, and how you should be keeping your correspondence with US universities, and the visa process, as well as the pre-departure orientations and so on. So the more homework you do, the better it is going to be. The better the process is going to be. I know students do not like this word, homework, but yeah, that is one unavoidable groundwork that you'll have to do. So do indulge yourself in this process, and it is going to be quite rewarding at the end. You will be reassured, or you will be assured that you are making the correct choice. You are making the right. You have found the right fit for yourself. Again, this number is not much of a surprise. Most of the students going as for math and computer science, and then engineering, there's 19%. We do have business and management going on for at 15%, and there's a niche area of social sciences, humanities, and social sciences going in at 8%. Now, more than half of international students are studying in STEM-based areas. Now, coming to the institutions and degrees, you have public universities, you have private universities. Now, private universities tend to charge a bit more than public universities. But then again, public university at a city-based location and a private university at a rural-based location or a suburb location, the cost of attendance may be on par with each other. So, the cost of attendance, which by the way is the official term used in the US, where differs from university to university. It can be based on location. It can be based on the institution, whether it's a public or a private university. And so you'll have to do that part of you'll have to check each and every university in its own right. So there is also liberal arts and sciences colleges. There are specialized institution and community colleges. Now, community colleges usually award associate degree, which is the 2 year degree, which is done right after the your high school, which is 12th. And then you have the undergraduate program, and the graduate, as in the term graduate in the US, means it could be masters, it could be doctoral, integrated masters plus PhD, or postdoctoral. So the here we use the term postgraduate. There it's undergraduate and graduate. So when the US university comes and says that yes, we are promoting graduate programs, or we have graduate programs, it usually means masters or MBAs, and doctoral, PhD, integrated masters, postdoctoral, and otherwise. These are simple nomenclatures. Most of you are aware of it, but I'm just explaining it anyway because there might be one or two that is quite uninitiated to the process. So for the benefit of those students, I'm explaining this. Now, you have a fall intake, you have spring intake, you have summer intake. Now, these are the major intakes that's there. There's also the rolling intakes that I'll come to that later. Now, the fall intake, the application, which is usually from October to March or October to April, which means those who are attempting to apply for the fall intake of 2025, the applications will open in a month or two. and then you will be able to apply. And then I do hope for the people who are applying for the 2025 intake, I do hope that you've done your shortlisting, you've had enough homework on the you've done enough research on the institutions that you're planning to apply to. If not, you can still do that. Now, there's enough time for you to do this process. At no point should it feel overwhelming. So take a breather and do this process without any haste, because that is more important. That is what we always keep telling students, that at every single step, take it one step at a time. So at any given point of time, it shouldn't be overwhelming at all. All right. So, and then coming to the spring intake, which is from the application deadlines are from August to November. The intake usually is as in the enrollment or the orientation dates is usually from August to September for the fall intake, and that is when the classes also will start. And then there is a spring intake, and then there is a summer intake. Now, depending on the demand of the program or the popularity of the program, a particular course or a program may be offered for fall intake, spring intake, as well as summer intake. You can check this with the universities in case if some of you wants to defer this program from a fall intake to a spring intake or a summer intake. It should be possible, but do check with the university. It is always, I mean, even in case of a small doubt, it is always good practice to write to the universities and find out if they have a deferring option. And you also have priority deadlines and regular deadlines and rounds. Rolling admissions is usually there's no specific date or deadline. Whenever you apply, they will just, you will be eligible for the next available admission cycle. That's what rolling admissions are all about. That usually applies to research-based program or PhD programs. Now that I've given you a basic idea of what Education USA does, this is the essence of our advising, the Education USA advising. Now, when I say advising, we will do a guided advising so that you can do all these steps by yourself. We will not, at no point will we tell you what universities to shortlist. Rather, we will tell you how to shortlist them, or what are the priorities or requirements that one should be having before shortlisting universities. What are the best tools and guidance to shortlist universities? How to look for finances, and what sort of questions can you ask universities? And then completing your application on the right before the deadline. And then applying for student visa. We do have host or organized student visa information sessions, and for those who get admits and or their I-20s or and have their visas on time, we have pre-departure orientation. So from step 1 to step Y, we are doing a guided advising for students. We have, and in between, we also have SOP writing workshops. We may reach out to the universities in our assigned region, and we do visit the universities for our outreach sessions, and then talk to students, give them a more detailed process of how it works. We do SOP writing workshops either virtually or in person as well. So if you look at the process, this is what studying in the US is all about. This is what the process is. But you may think, okay, this is easier said than done, because I've seen a lot of my friends do this, and it's been quite a daunting process for them. And yes, and in most cases it is true. But we attempt to simplify this by making it stepwise. So the first step is always researching your options. Now, when it comes to researching your options, you will have to look at universities that fit your requirements. Now, you'll have to look beyond the concept of rankings. You will have to see what all your requirements are. Why am I doing this program? What sort of upskill do I have in doing this program? Now, ask yourself this question. There are so many courses or colleges offering the same, program or course modules everywhere. But is there a reason why you're looking at a particular university or set of universities in the US to do this program? You don't have to answer this question right away, but you'll have to remember that you need a convincing answer. You need to be convinced as to why you're doing this. Now, that is the first bit of clarity. And then you also see what now again in the set of US universities, there are multiple universities offering this, but you're going to apply to a few of them. Now again, why are you applying? Why have you shortlisted them? Maybe 20, I mean, sorry, 200 odd universities offering the course that you want to do, depending on its popularity. Now you may be shortlisting it to maybe 20 or 10 or, maybe just five. But again, on what basis have you shortlisted those five? Does the particular set of universities check all your requirements? And what should be your requirements? I mean, it could be accreditation, it could be graduation rate, it could be acceptance rate, it could be the location of the campus, it could be the research and lab facilities. And for research-based programs, again, it could be faculty profiles also. I mean, these are not all of it. These are some of the requirements that you should be having while shortlisting universities. It has to go beyond the concept of, oh, I have heard about this university and therefore I'm applying to it. Oh, this is a popular university and therefore I'm applying to it. It has to go beyond all that. You'll have to make sure that the college fits your requirements. I'll give you a basic uh, and comparison of a rudimentary comparison, if you will. um, I mean, the students over here are coming from several universities here, several colleges and universities here, the students who are here. Now, all of you, maybe let's say you're all applying to the same university, and it's quite a competitive university. Now, you would expect the university to do a fair policy evaluation, and they do. No matter which college you're coming from, your college, the college that you are in right now, wherever you're doing your bachelor's programs, it could be a very popular one, or it could be a new university. All that is fine. But the university that you're applying to in the US will do a fair policy evaluation. So they will put everything on an equal pedestal. The one applying from a very popular one, or the one applying from a relatively new college, both their applications will be verified and evaluated on the same basis. They will give equal attention reading all applications. Likewise, we just ask or we request you to do the same. So no matter what college, I mean, you might have so many great things about this college from, from your right from your childhood, or from your friends or seniors or everywhere. Or you might also have heard of a college that's quite new, or relatively new to you. I mean, this is probably you've heard about this college in the last 1 year, or last couple of years, and you are inclined towards go applying because they are offering a program that is quite up your interest. Now you will have to put all these colleges in an equal on an equal pedestal, and then make sure they fit your requirements. Now, speaking about priorities, these are some of the priorities that you can define. What is a program? What is a program description? What are the course modules? What is the accreditation? What is the acceptance rate? What is the size of the institution? Now, again, here we are used to a classroom where it's one teacher and then 60 or 70 odd, that's the average number always. Some of the universities in the US, you may see that it could be a classroom of 200, or it could be a classroom of 20 or just 15. All this depends on what kind of program or what kind of campus you're going to. The faculty to student ratio is also quite important. So, what kind of academic coach do they have? I mean, in case you take up a course and you want to take up maybe what is a kind of, can you take courses from other departments? Is it interdisciplinary? Or in case you want to add or drop courses, do they have that sort of facility? Do they have something called an academic coach or academic mentor or proctor? You will have to check all that with the university. Now, how do you do this? You will have to go through their website, dig a little deeper, and then if you are not able to find your answers to your questions, please write to them. Uh, you'll have to put your questions, list your queries. Now, think of what all you want to know about the universities, and then see if you are able to find all that in on the website. Of course, they will have the cost of attendance and how much it's going to cost you. Is there any scholarship? All that information, 90% of the time, they will have it on the website. Now, is there anything else that you want to know, or is there a link that you are not able to find? Do write to them, and whenever they get back, please document those links on any file, so that it's easier for you to uh, do a comparison. The cost and financial aid, of course, everyone's looking for funding opportunities or scholarships. So you'll have to know on what basis are those scholarships offered. Now, the program that you are seeking, is there any scholarship for that, or is a scholarship offered for a different program? And again, is it a merit-based scholarship or a need-based scholarship? Please do write to them and ask about all this. What about the practical training opportunities, and where is this campus? Where the campus is. Of course, some of you may have a priority as to, okay, I might do well, or I might try well in a slightly warmer climate or a colder climate, or I want to try out a really new location, or this thing, because the campus is the college is really good, the university is really good. So it doesn't matter to me where the location is. Sometimes your priority can be that. So each one of you, you can look at all these priorities, but the how much importance are you giving to each priority? That is customizable, that is unique to you, and based on this, you start shortlisting universities. Of course, your international student services, the weather setting, the campus, housing options, all that matters. If you come across any new university in the course of your search, there is a website called DAPIP, Database of Accredited Post-Secondary Institutions and Programs. Now, like I said, the rankings are not considered official in the US, but accreditation is still important. So you can put, paste the university name here, and then see what kind of accreditation they have. Now, coming to researching colleges and universities. Most of us, we tend to use Google, and yes, Google is a very popular search engine. And then, the usual practice is always best colleges for computer science, best colleges for data science, best colleges for mechanical or mechanical thermodynamics, or whatever it is. So you just type it, and whatever the top, results are, you just go ahead with that. That's the usual practice, but we also call it a very rookie mistake, because although Google is quite, user friendly, there are university specific search engines like petersons.com or gradschools.com uh, that will really help you putting your requirements properly. So the more these university specific search engines will allow you to specify what kind of college you're looking for. You might be looking at a particular state, you might be looking at a particular program or a course module, you might be looking at a university with a certain price range and with scholarships, and and where this particular program is a popular program. All that is there. Like I said, going back to this, you might be able to keep, the more requirements or more priorities you put it into, these university specific search engines, the more narrowed down search it will be. For graduate programs alone, you're going to be having more than close to 2000 odd options, and it is not possible for one person or one resource to have the entire knowledge of all these universities. So that is why these university specific search engines exist, so that you can bring that number to like a double digit, and from that double digit you start researching these options, you start looking at their websites and see if it is convenient for you and if it fits all your requirements. Coming to the cost of attendance, in India, we use the term very liberal. We use the term fees very liberally. So this usually means, when someone says fees, it means hostel fees, mess fees, tuition fees, and so on. In the US, the official term is cost of attendance. This includes both academic as well as non-academic fees. So when you write to universities, please use this term, cost of attendance. So on their websites also, you'll find the cost or pricing or cost of attendance. You'll find this term. So you don't have to get confused. Cost of attendance is the actual cost that you're going to incur through the course of your this thing. It could be per year or could per everything and all that. Sources of funding. Now, yes, so on the graduate level, you'll find that most of these scholarships, I mean, they might have some global excellence scholarship or a global ambassador scholarship or something that is catered to international students. You can ask them about it. Sometimes it could be on a case-to-case basis also. Based on your merit of overall quality of your application and your own merit, you will be, you can be eligible for a scholarship. Sometimes applying to the university means applying to the scholarship itself, or sometimes there could be external foundations or trusts and foundations. In those cases, the application for the scholarship could be different and can also have a different deadline. Uh, Please check the deadlines. The first thing that you should be seeing is when is the application deadline, and if there is a scholarship offered by an external source, is there a deadline for that scholarship? The deadline for the scholarship, as it turns out, could be an earlier deadline. So you'll have to check all that. Um, I mean, it's sort of a given and it goes without saying, but I'm mentioning this here anyways. They are not big fans of, you submitting applications in the last minute. So please refrain from doing that, because the earlier you finish your applications and are done with it, the better it is. And especially if you're applying to maybe more than a few colleges, then definitely you need to follow through logistically, and you need to make sure your applications and everything is complete. Now, the application package, what all documents you will be needing, I will be covering that in the later slides. I'll come to that. And about on-campus work, again, universities will not, I mean, as for what we have observed, universities will not guarantee any on-campus work even before the program has started. Usually after going there, they might, there might be opportunities, but as Indian citizens, or rather, let me say, as if you're not a US citizen, you will be restricted to 20 hours per week. And also, please note that the on-campus work has to be relevant to your field of study. Legally, that is what is has to be done. So, for any sort of any on-campus work and all that, if you do find any opportunities like graduate, teaching assistantships or graduate assistantships and all that, uh, please make sure your designated school official is informed about this, so they can make a record of it. And optional practical training and CPT. So the other, I've already talked about trust and foundation, the external sources of funding. So, and the first one is US University awarded scholarships. Now, about the first thing that you see is parents and family members or guardians. You usually, put your finances, as usually the priority. I mean, in case of partial scholarships or zero scholarships, you usually have your family members or sponsors or parents saying. Now, here, I would just like to leave you with a quick suggestions or a tip. What kind of financial proof is accepted? Now, we get this question a lot. You can also ask the universities, but as a quick tip, any finance proof that is immediately liquidatable is considered proof of finance. In this, so as least as on date, property and all that, any land that you own, land papers and all that cannot be considered financial proof. Anything that is immediately liquidatable, like your pension funds or salary slips or salary statement, bank statements, and all that, those ones can be considered financial proof. Now, again, the university will be guiding you through this. You can also ask them what documents do you need, because getting documents and so on, getting the papers, proper papers from financial institutions here might take some time. So you need to be prepared. So you need to be even before like we said, there are 5 steps to studying in the US. So even before you get to that particular step, you'll have to figure out what all documents you'll be needing, and some of these documents may take some time. So you'll have to prepare yourself accordingly. The other sources of funding is research assistantship or teaching assistantship. Now you might, based on your again your merit of communication, you could have the chance to supervise, a lab or a class or teaching a class. And again, they will ask you to have a slightly higher, TOEFL or IELTS score, more than what is usually required for your admissions. Your admission, they might say that IELTS or TOEFL might be a particular score, but for this, they might require a higher score. Just letting you know here itself, because it is your communication skills, no doubt, are good, but to disseminate technical information to a lab or a class, they might require a slightly higher score. Just letting you know in case you are interested for this. Uh, you can refer to educationusa.state.gov website. There is a financial aid section where you can keep looking for information. Um, Now, a lot of these scholarships are field of study specific. Some of these scholarships are university specific. And please check the stipulations and eligibility criteria for these websites. So make sure you stick to the deadlines, you stick to the eligibility criteria, and if you are eligible to apply, and if it happens to be applicable for the university that you are applying to, please make use of this resource. It's on educationusa.state.gov. If anyone's having trouble, accessing the link, I'll share that during the end of the presentation. I'm not sure if there is any US citizen here. The CSS profile and as far as for the is mostly for the international student. FAFSA is specifically for American citizens. I'm not sure if there are any OCI card holders, residing in India, but you can take a look at FAFSA if there is any. Now, coming to the document, so this particular part, I wanted to maybe take a bit more time than usual. So the application form, plus application form, academic transcripts, nothing but your mark sheets and graduation certificate. Now, see, the transcripts and all that, you will get it on time, because that's the usual cycle work of your particular college or university will be giving or distributing these mark sheets at certainly after semester. Usually during a time you'll get it, when you're going to get it. Now, the documents that usually take some time is one, statement of purpose. Again, statement of purpose is something that you will have to draft, ideally one for every university that you are applying to. Try not to do a control C control V of one standards template and then using it for all the universities. We recommend that you do not do that, because you will have to put some time and effort into drafting that statement of purpose. Of course, the basic flow and structure can be similar. That's fine. Uh, but make sure that you put some time or invest some time into drafting a SOP for every university that you are applying to. The reason we are saying this is it will definitely show. See, each campus has a different vibe. It has a different sing energy. This thing altogether. It has a certain quality to it. It has a certain trait to it. Now your SOP has to sort of match that particular trait. Now this is exactly why I have chosen this university, and this is why I'm doing this particular course. And the course also, again, you might be applying for slightly different courses in different universities, and based on that, again, your SOP, the wordings will change, because again it could get technical. So you'll have to make sure what you've done till now, and what you're planning to do, and why exactly this university do you think is where does this fit in. This is more or less what your SOP will be all about. You can look at several samples online. And in this day and age, of course, we feel the need, there's a need to tell you, please do not use ChatGPT and other tools to draft your SOPs. Your SOP, they don't expect you to be, have use profound words or gobble up words from the dictionary. You don't have to do that. It just has to be simple. It has to be grammatically coherent. It has to be cohesive. It has to have a good flow to it. And whoever's reading it, whatever you intend to put it on the SOP, it has to be perceived the same way. So take some time into doing this. Now, the other document or documents that you will need is the letters of recommendation. Most of the US universities will require minimum of two, sometimes even three. Some of the universities will get into the nitty gritty of how exactly do they require the letters of recommendation. They'll say that one has to be from the academic side, one has to be from the anywhere you've done internship, and one has to be from the administrative side, and so on. Or some of them will just say that two have to be from academic and one has to be from administrative. And I mean, it just keeps differing, and one has to be from any particular research or industry internship that you've done in that particular field of study. So they usually look for something that is specific. So make sure you identify recommenders, or faculty or otherwise. Make sure these people know you. They have to know you to they have to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and only then they'll be able to write something specific. Please remember, a generic LOR might add little or no value to the overall quality of application. Just to give you bit more, getting into a bit more into this LOR dimension, it is good if you get a letter of recommendation from a faculty profile who has taught you a course, the course that is a strong prerequisite to the course that program that you're going to do in the US university. That is one. And it has to be relevant. So that relevant and consistency is the are the key takeaways. And the person has to know well enough about you to make sure that they can write about, yeah, I have supervised or I have taught the student this course, and they showed this is the kind of promise or potential they have, and this is and all the nice things that they can write about you. And please identify at least 4 to 5 faculty members, or at least 4 to 5 is a good number, because you cannot be bothering one single faculty member to get several letters of recommendation. Because if you are applying to maybe 4 to 5 universities, or even 7 to 8 universities, you need at least 4 to 5 faculty members, so that you don't exhaust them out, you don't tire them out on giving these letters of recommendation. And LOR by principle is confidential. So the university might send them a link or an email, and they'll have to send the LORs directly to the university. So try to follow this practice of LOR. Those of you who are planning to apply in the next intake, please, I hope you have identified your recommenders. And those of you who are planning to apply in the 2026 intakes or later on, you can start working on who you want to approach. So that is a good practice to have. And apart from the statement of purpose, there might be supplemental essays also, like saying, there could be prompts like, what do you think this university is a good fit for you, and what is the what is your perspective on particular subject or course? These kind of questions may or may not be there. Do check the university websites to know all this. Um, Again, they'll want to know what you think about something. I mean, what they'll want to know your perspective on something, and not again, you don't have to use any AI tools to glamorize your writing. So it has to be simple, it has to be understandable, it needs to be grammatically correct. That's all that is required. If writing the SOP is getting a little overbearing, maybe take a breather and then maybe take a look at it maybe after couple of days, so you'll get a fresh perspective of it. The reason I'm stressing on the importance of this is, see, assume you are you have scored really good, you have good GPA, CGPA, and you'll have to assume if you are applying to a competitive university, everyone who is applying to that competitive university will have good CGPA. Now, how exactly does does your application stand out? It is through the letters of recommendation. It is through the SOPs. It is through your, GRE, your, scores and TOEFL, IELTS scores and all that. The score, something they will want to look at something that you've done outside of the classroom. What is the extra mile you have done? Of course, the courses that you're being taught, you will do those courses, you will take those exams, you will get good scores. But what extra mile have you done? That is, these are the things that like an internship or hackathons or labs or the thing, anything that you've done. Maybe slightly gone the extra mile or outside of the classroom that is relevant to the field of study is always appreciated. So this is how you make a difference in the quality of application. This is how you enhance the quality of your application. Based on the university, that could be sometimes a resume and interview. They'll, on top of having a GRE or or TOEFL or LTO score, they'll still want to interview the applicant and see how it is. I mean, sometimes it could be research based. Your program could be research based, so they'll want to interview. And if it is research based, they might require a research statement also. So all this matters. They will want to know what you've done till now to vouch for the fact that you're going to be good at what you're going to do. So this is what the crux is. So once you receive your admission letter, and then you will be asked to submit your proof of finances, and if the university is convinced that you can fund your studies, they will release the I-20. And then after you get your I-20 and you go on to pay the service fee, and then you complete your DS-160 application form for visa, and then book an appointment for student visa. I do understand, and it's quite open that getting a slot and all that might could be a bit it's you'll have to keep looking at the websites to get the slot. So keep looking at it, maybe a couple of times a day, or maybe 2 or 3 times, or 3 or 4 times a day. Check if there is any particular number of logins that you can do, maximum number of logins that you can do. And based on that, keep checking. There is no other substitute to this. There is no particular information from any Education USA or otherwise, or the consulate that is going to specifically tell you that these slots are open. There is only way to check is to go on to the portal and check if the slots are open. And if the slots are open, please book a slot, and then be confident in the interview. So again, Education USA organizes student visa information sessions. It is there on our Facebook page. So you can go onto the Facebook page of Education USA and search for the videos. If you're not able to find it, let me know. I can always share the link. I'll be sharing my email IDs and other links towards the end of this presentation. The last few slides, you'll have the email IDs. We also do pre-departure orientations. Now here you'll be able to connect once you get your admits or I-20 or visa. You can attend the pre-departure orientation. This is usually done in May or June usually June. This year we had it in June, and then you can connect with students who are going to other universities and going to the same university as you. So you'll be able to connect with them and get better perspective. So we'll have a lot of resources to talk to you on the pre-departure orientation session. Typically, some a couple of professors who are teaching at the US University, and university reps who can give you better perspectives, and also students who have graduated from US universities. They'll talk about their experiences, the do's and don'ts, the guidelines of what you should be prepared for when you step into US. So to connect with us, I mean, we are going towards the end of this presentation. I'll be opening up for Q&A later on. So if I do see that there are a couple of questions, I'll get to those later. So I hope you were able to get most of the information. We are quite active on Facebook, on Instagram. On Instagram, every Friday, there is a 20 questions Instagram live that Education USA does. One of the advisors will collaborate with the US university and ask them questions about what that university is all about, if they are offering scholarships, and what is how many international students are there in the campus, and what kind of services do they provide, those kind of things. So we attempt to cover most of the information in about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and you should be able to get a crux of essence of what that university is all about. And if it interests you, you can apply to those universities. Now, we also have newsletters where we send out information about our upcoming sessions, fairs, and scholarship alerts, and so on. We also have Ask an Advisor session that happens every day from Monday to Friday. It happens every day from 4 to 4:45. You can sign into our thing, and then you can any one of us, me or my counterparts from different centers, will be handling this Ask an Advisor session. And you can log in, and then you can ask questions about it. You can, if you have any particular question, or if you have a generic question, you can definitely log in and ask them. Uh, like I said, quite active on Facebook. So on Facebook, you'll keep finding a lot of webinars. A lot of webinars like these are live streamed on Facebook, so you will be able to find all that. Keep checking all this information, so you can also start writing to the universities. I'm going to leave the slide for a couple of minutes so that if you want to take a note or if you want to take a screenshot, please do so. We have essentially reached the end of this presentation, so it's up for question round. So, but I'll leave this for 2 more minutes, and I'll go on to the next slide.
Hey Arvind, yeah. Thanks for the wonderful session, Arvind. So, like before we get to the Q&A part, we have certain things which we need to share to the students.
All
If you
right.
don't mind, can I share my screen? And then we can open for the Q&A part.
Sure. I'm going to share one more slide here, and I'm going to just leave this here. But I'll stop sharing anyway, because if students want, we can always come back to this.
Yes.
All right.
So hi guys, let's give Arvind a couple of minutes break before we dive into the Q&A session. So before we go to the Q&A session, like let's talk about what Galvanize does and how it assists students in their study abroad journey. So basically, first what we do is we have an onboarding call with students where you have to fill around 32 fields form. We will talk about all your interests, your which university you want to go, which intake you want to go. Everything will be asked in that profile evaluation call. We will shortlist your universities based on the ambitious, practical, and safe. We'll also help with the documentation process, right from your SOP, LOR, resume. We will collect all the inputs from you because your things matter to the university. And based on your inputs given, we will let you know how to write the SOP and what the final outcome should look like. We will help you with visa, financing, and pre-departure services. Apart from that, Galvanize brand built by, we have asynchronous online test prep, like we help you with GRE preparation, TOEFL, IELTS, and SAT preparation. Customers from 65 plus countries have chosen Galvanize, and you have an average improvement of 20 percentile in your scores. We also help with admission counseling for your undergrad, master's, doctorate, and MBA. And you like 99% of students who follow our process will receive the best admit which they want into, like we have already helped students to reach 140 plus specialization in 16 plus countries. So perks and advantages of our test prep courses, it's completely personalized because each student has its own needs. You can ask unlimited questions, in-depth analysis, personalized AWA, essay scoring, practice question, full-length mock test. Other benefits are the test patterns are up to date. Like the GRE and TOEFL have updated their test pattern, so we follow the updated test pattern. We'll provide the complete solution, know where you stand, easy of learning, expert guidance, and you will have the access to the portal for 24 into 7. Apart from that, Galvanize is official market ambassador for ETS, the makers of GRE and TOEFL. So here are some of our students, like Meet Habrita, who went from IIT Roorkee to MIT, which ranks number 1 today. Apart from that, we have Sumit from BITS Pilani, who has gone to University of Pennsylvania, which is ranked 4 and also an Ivy League university. Apart from that, we have Mohit from IIT Dhanbad, who has gone to Dartmouth University for engineering management, which is ranked 5. Then we have Shweta from RVCE, who has gone to Cornell University, which is again ranked 13 in the US. We have Harini from Triple IT, who has gone to Carnegie Mellon, ranked overall 1 for CSE and third for most innovative global school. Then we have Vittal from SRM, who has gone to New York State University, which is again ranked 37, which is the best university if you want to go. Next, we have Aishwarya from VIT, who has gone to John Hopkins, which is famous for biotechnology, and she has got the best admit too. Next up, as said during the session, like we have a free 30 minutes consultation call for you guys where we will evaluate your profile, let you know what are the weaknesses and how you can improve. You can see the link on the screen. I have also shared on the chat box. We have very limited slots available, guys. I request each and everyone who has joined today should fill the profile evaluation form and get benefited out of it. Up next, is there any questions you have, guys? So you can raise your hands and I will unmute you and you can ask your questions directly to Arvind. You can also post in the chat box. Option is yours. Is there any question, guys? You can raise your hands so I can unmute you and we can take it forward from there. Is there any question? Okay, I have received one question.
All right.
Okay, so Tanu is asking like, so what is the best time for email to professor for PhD?
Now the second best time is today. The best time was yesterday. So that's what I would say. I mean, if you are in the pre-final year of finishing your program, it's always a good time to connect with the professors and ask them what this is all about. So they'll know, a back and forth communication with a particular professor will help in establishing contact, and it will also let them know that okay, fine, this is a student and they are quite serious about doing this particular program, and they will want to know about your profile. So so if you're saying that you're good at doing this research, how can you vouch for it? Have you done any previous internship experience, or is there a particular upskill that you want to do under this program? So that is one for PhD. Second is, now, this is a very practical thing that I'm going to talk about. When you're sending an email, to a professor, and if this is a competitive university, you'll have to understand that you are going to be one among the 50 or 100 emails in their inbox. So there has to be a reason why they have to open, they need have to open yours before that. So find better ways to connect with the professors. See if there is any particular tie-up through your college or university, or see if there is any other way. Then there's LinkedIn, there is other ways that you can connect with the professors. Now most of the time the professors will also tell you that you need to come through proper means, as in come through the admissions department and see how this can work out. In that case, you can always get in touch with the university. Now, speaking of university, the graduate admissions office is usually good on responding. So you can write to them, you can let them know that this is your profile and this is who you need to connect with. And another practical tip is, when you identify a university or when you identify any one professor, try to see if there are a couple more professors in that area of research working in that university. I'll tell you why. Because when you send an email to the university saying that this is who I want to work with, and if it is just one person, what the admissions office usually does is they will send it to that particular department or that particular professor. And if that particular professor is saying that no, I'm not taking in any more people, because my grant is over, or I have to wait for another round of grant, then it becomes a dead end. Now, instead, if you have two or three people, then send it to one person, and if that is a dead end, then they will send it to the next person or the next person. So that way your chances of getting in is slightly better than before. So this is something that I want to leave you with.
Okay, there's one more question here.
Mhm.
Like applying to different research topic is okay. Like if I apply for computational and another university apply for something else, is that good enough?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you can justify why you're getting into this field and you have done something in that field, and if they are convinced that you can be good in this field of study, that's totally fine. Because it can't, it turns out that some of the universities that a particular program is popular, some other universities, maybe some other field of study is quite popular, and you can be good at multiple. It could be interdisciplinary, so you can look at certain fields of study in a particular university, and then you can write to them. That is not a problem. I mean, it's not like the universities are going to talk to each other about this, but they will all look for, just as an additional point, they will look for consistency and relevancy. So if you have that, it shouldn't be any problem. So that's that thing. Hope that answers your query.
So there's a question from Dharma, like could I apply in September right now?
As in, no, no. I mean,
So
they want to apply for the
I
September intake.
uh, Dharmal, can you be more specific? Like which intake are you planning to go? Are you planning for fall 25? Okay, let's assume it's as fall 25 and we can answer this question.
Yeah, by fall 25, the applications are gonna open any time soon. So keep looking out for, checking the websites. They will soon open in a matter of month or two. They will all open.
Okay. Okay. I guess there are no more questions, Arvind.
All right.
So I request everyone to fill up the profile evaluation form so you can get in touch with one of our senior admissions advisor over here and he will guide you properly. So thanks, Arvind. Thanks for this wonderful session.
Yeah,
I
we
hope.
do have a couple of. I mean, someone has raised their hands.
Okay,
Should we check that?
let me check that. Okay. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll just ask him to unmute. Okay.
In the meantime, just there's one question I did get from Shanmuka. Are there any basic CGPA requirements? Yes, I mean university. You'll have to check the university for thing. So each university it differs from university to university. So I mean, as a general rule of thumb, more your CGPA, the better. But check with the university website as to what their eligibility is. It will be right there. They'll tell you that what is the GPA that they are looking for, and if your GPA is in that range, yes, you are eligible to apply. Yeah. So what about the other one? BD, HD.
Yeah, can I know your name?
Hi, Pallavi this side.
Pallavi, yeah, tell me.
Pallavi, I have unmuted you. You can.
Okay, so I want.
I'm not able to
Yeah, yeah.
hear you. You're muted, Pallavi.
Now can you hear me?
Clear. Yeah, go on.
Okay, if I don't have any paper published during my master, I want to do my PhD. What are the chances of getting selected? Like, is there any criteria, or they prefer more people? Preference is more to somebody who is having paper published.
Yes, I would definitely do that as yes. I mean, in these kind of scenarios, put yourself in the place of the admissions committee or the professor. So, if there are applications coming to you, which one would you rather select? So that's, I mean, if you have an answer to that question, that's what that's how you should be going. Now, in case you have not had enough opportunities to do that, then you can be clear about that in the application itself. Worth a shot. You can always tell them that you want to take this shot, and then you want to do this under this thing. So I mean, they'll still look at your credentials. They will still look at what field of study you are, and if your field of study itself is let's say research oriented. I mean, fields of study like biotechnology or microbiology or tissue culture, gen biomedical, and so on. It is application or research oriented by itself. So there's a chance that they might consider, but you'll also have to remember that someone with papers published or has done internship before or research experience is has a better shot at this.
Okay, I want to ask you one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
As in my case, I did my thesis is going on in computational studies,
All
and
right.
I want to do my PhD in materials. So like I should explain this in my SOP. So like how much priority should I give to this point that I want to change my field or something like that because of my interest is going to that way.
Okay. Interestingly, we did a webinar on computational science, a couple of in August. That actually, what the professor was saying that computational science is actually very interdisciplinary. It's going to it's in the bio field, it's in the materials field, metallurgy, and everywhere they're going to use. It's going to be computational. So if you have basic knowledge or a good grasp of computational science, you can get into materials or anywhere, as long as you justify that this is what you have done and this is what you're planning to do. And if they are convinced that yes, okay, fine, this is going to be a value addition. So to give you an example, um, a lot of astrophysics that you see, a lot of the telescopes, space telescopes that you see. I mean, we are sending in more satellites, to the into outer space. Now, a lot of people here are not exactly like an astrophysics experts, but they could be computational science or they could be computer science or other thing. In fact, the lady who imaged or mapped the image of the black hole is a computer science expert. So likewise, the future is going to be heavily interdisciplinary. So if you are able to justify that you're going to be a value addition or can contribute to that field of study from your field, then yeah, you have a good shot at it. I
Okay.
hope that
So
answers your question.
I have seen some of the options are there when they are offering interdisciplinary PhD offers. Okay, like computational and materials also they are accepting, but they are very few. Like very few option if I have if I want to do something interdisciplinary.
Mhm.
That's the point.
Okay. No, if there are few, then take the shot at those few universities. I mean, if there are only 10 universities offering a particular field of study that you want to do, I mean, there's nothing that you can do to increase that number. So you have to apply to 10. That's all that is. If there are just five of them, then you apply to all five of them. So you're applying to five of them might slightly increase your chances of getting selected into any one of them, but work on your. So this also could be an advantage for you, Pallavi, because now that you know what these universities are, you got the shortlisting done right for you. So you can work on your research statement, you can work on your SOPs, and you can invest more time into this and know what the university is all about. Try to connect with the universities and see if there is any particular academic counselor who will be able to help you with this. So the more interest you show into this, the more time you invest into this, the better outcome you'll have. So I wish you all the best for this.
Okay, this is the last one. Okay, I won't bother you much. So, like I searched it on Google also. Some universities need TOEFL and GRE scores, but some universities are like, if we have academias in English, then we don't need these kind of scores. Is it?
Yeah, that's usually the case. I mean, a lot of universities now even not just TOEFL IELTS, but also GRE, GMAT, they're either making it optional or not required, and so on. So some are still reinstating it as a mandatory requirement, but it differs from university to university. Now, this is for everyone who is attending. So if you're still confused about whether I should take GRE or not, TOEFL and all that, what I would suggest is take the tests, because it is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So I hope that makes sense. um, so if you have those scores, you have a few more good options. So at least you can where it is required, you can submit those scores. Where you it is not required, you don't have to submit those scores. It's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you for answering.
Thank you, Pallavi. All the best. Back to Galvanize. So I think there are no more questions.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining today's session. Apart from this, we have another exciting session coming on 14th of September at 6 p.m. with Stanford University alumni and University of Tennessee alumni, where they will be sharing secret tips to get into top 20 universities in the USA. I'll remind you, September 14th, 6 p.m. on Saturday, Pavitra and Jayanti will be taking over the session, and both of them have got 100% scholarship for pursuing their respective degrees. So don't miss that session. See you until then. Tada, bye bye from Galvanize.